Welcome back to Faithful Film Fanatic, where today I'll be reviewing the film American Psycho. Just an FYI to all the listeners out there, if you'd like to request a film for me to review, please send me your request to ffilmfanatic99@gmail.com. Again, that is ffilmfanatic99@gmail.com. I've already received my first request to review the film Zombie Bloodbath, which I'll review March 20th, so please look forward to that. And if you would like to keep up to date with my podcasts and episodes as they come in, please follow me on my new Twitter account, Faithful Film Fanatic, and I will let you know whenever I've uploaded a new episode. Alright, let's get started with the film American Psycho. And warning, this is not a film for children. If you're a parent, think twice before allowing your child to watch this film. American Psycho has a tremendous and wonderful cast of actors. Christian Bale, who was in both the Newsies 1992 and Pocahontas 1995, leads to the amazing talent this film has, with Reese Witherspoon from both A Far Off Place 1993 and Little Nicky 2000, with the talent of Jared Leto, who's a wonderful actor, as long as you don't ask him to portray the Joker. He played in Switchback 1997 and Fight Club 1999, and the wonderful, terrific William Dafoe, who played in Platoon 1986 and Born on the 4th of July 1989. If you have no idea what American Psycho is about, let me paint you a picture. Patrick Bateman, who's played by Christian Bale, is a wealthy young man engaged to a beautiful fiancée, Reese Witherspoon, who has a dark side that he doesn't show anybody, which is his alter ego. The story is quite entertaining and interesting, but nonetheless not without some flaws. For starters, I didn't like any of the characters in this movie, and I didn't find any of them at all relatable, or like I understood their pain. In both Joker and the television series Dexter are both excellent examples of two totally different characters who have a dark side, but you can relate to their pain, you sympathize for them. So it is achievable to accomplish, but Mary Harron didn't achieve that in this film. I felt like Mary Harron, who was the director of this film and also helped write the screenplay, made a lot of mistakes with telling the story. I don't know if she was trying to be brave, bold, or just plain stupid by having the story written in a way that, quite honestly, was unclear. What I mean by that is, when we are introduced to Patrick Bateman, he's obviously hiding something, but it's unclear if the film as a whole is trying to tell us that this is just a fantasy. Several different scenes from the film would support that theory. When Patrick is shooting at a police car with a pistol and it blows up and doesn't understand what just happened. When Patrick talks on and on about trying to confess to what he had done, but his confession was meaningless. So if you were to assume that the movie is in fact just all one fantasy, then a loophole with that idea is, when is it fantasy and when isn't it? Did Patrick Bateman really kill Paul Allen, Jared Leto, or was it all just some sick fantasy? Is Detective Kimball, William Dafoe, even an actual person? Or is it Patrick's subconscious? To me, this is all very unclear. I don't think Mary Harron did a good enough job on the screenplay for the character development. Interestingly enough, when I was taking notes, entering questions in my notepad, I spent the majority of the time going back and forth in my head with the character development. And in this film, it has character development, but it's so weak and it's so insignificant. Patrick Bateman never changed. He was still the exact same person. There was nothing to provoke change. Yes, Patrick tried to make a confession, but he didn't sell it to me that he truly regretted what he did. It felt like he was only confessing to avoid the consequences of his actions. He was still the exact same person. The dialogue in the film was the perfect combination of dark, twisted sense of humor, and it was genius. The dialogue in this movie was honestly the biggest thing about the film that, to me, other than the soundtrack, that I really appreciated and was entertained by. This film was far from being realistic. Star Wars is an example of a fantasy story that George Lucas himself even tried through his writing, making it come out alive. So once again, that is achievable. But Mary Harron didn't do that for this film. I couldn't buy anything in this film, even just for temporarily. There was nothing wrong with the way the acting, sound, or visuals was in this movie. So with that all being said, I give American Psycho a 7 out of 10. Well, that's all for American Psycho. If you'd like to comment about American Psycho, please email me at ffilmfanatic99@gmail.com. Join me for my next episode where I'll be reviewing the film